You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome back to the ESL Challenger League. It is going to be, obviously, the European games we're going to be covering. You have the Asia region earlier this morning with the wonderful Sam next to me. My name is Tom Pickering, and as usual, joining me is going to be Sam aka Naramizuki. How are you doing today?
Yeah, looking forward to my second game of the day. The first one was admittedly a little bit of a blowout, so I'm hoping that EU has got a little bit more to show for us today.
A lovely 2-1 with overtime in every game, do you imagine?
All right, listen, Tom. I want a good game. I don't want to be awake until next week. Okay?
And Vertigo in the final game, you know, quadruple or... anyway, let's move on. Let's actually have a look at the brackets here as I'll continue on my banter. It's been, you know, a little bit of a rocky situation for these teams. Obviously, for PERA, they did so bad, didn't they, during the actual league, like the initial part of the group stage, that they've had to go down into this lower bracket.
Yeah, unfortunately, PERA and Sprout 1 and 4 in their groups. And I mean, these are not bad teams by any measure. They've had some really solid performances. PERA in particular recently have had a very, very hot streak and have bested some very strong teams. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how they do. Bearing in mind, of course, that if you don't recognize the name PERA, during the group stages, they were Rubik. And then they transitioned over to PERA, their core 3, and they brought in 2 new players as well. So this is a slightly different roster to what you may have seen during the group stages. And that, of course, brings with it some potential spice of its own. But of course, bearing in mind, unfortunately, this part of the bracket means that there is no real progression. It's just either being able to stay into season 47 or being relegated. And both of these two teams are desperately fighting relegation.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like you were saying, a little bit more specific on that, it says on the brackets that loser will have to play into the relegation, which honestly you just never want to be in. How these two teams got here as well, just obviously Orcs lost out to Sprout, and then PERA managed to beat out Falcons, but that was actually just a forfeit, so they didn't actually have to go up against Falcons, who we all know are in a bit of a weird place at the moment, to say the least. Yeah. Let's have a little bit of a deeper dive into the rosters you were just talking about there, specifically PERA, because they should be having DGL on a lineup here, but we seemingly have Color, who is apparently one of the brothers or at least family members of one of the other substitute players. A Hungarian player. PERA is the only non-Hungarian player. He is the international player at the moment. DGL is also another one who they usually have, their AWPer. And I cast them last week in the Atlanta Challenger qualifier games, and he was absolutely fantastic. Him and PERA were leading the charge with a solid backing from obviously the Hungarian core. So without him there, I'm a little bit concerned, because they're already a little, like, they're a bit of a puggy team in some ways, a fairly young team, because they've only been together, how long is it?
9 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little over a week for this team. And yeah, we were chatting about it in the green room a little bit earlier, and you were saying, these newer kind of puggy style teams, they can have a little bit of an advantage, really take some of your more well-rounded or your more well-strategized teams a little off guard and be a little bit unpredictable, and that can sometimes work in their favor. But of course, coming up against a team like Sprout, they're going to have to be pretty much on their toes at all times. Sprout, on the other hand, a really, really sad departure, I think, for them. Is wonderful, but a fantastic opportunity for him as he moves up to Na'Vi to take Simple's role. Very, very big shoes to fill. We'll see how he does with that, but it did leave a sizable gap in the Sprout roster, and it leaves a lot of question marks as to how they're going to, compete here today, fighting to maintain their spot in Season 47.
Yeah, I don't see Sprout winning this. I don't think that they're a terrible team. I think they actually have a lot of potential, but like you said, losing 1-1, honestly, they've not been on a great streak recently. They've been losing against teams in which I honestly think they should have been winning against. So I don't have a crazy amount of hope for them, which, you know, could be seen as a bit of a negative. But PERA, on the other hand, I think they've been doing fairly decently. Not all the matches are sort of shown across HLTV, but they have had a fantastic 9 days together. They were previously on a 5-game win streak. Actually, it was even more. It was actually 6 games before they then played against Forza and Apex and ended up losing and were sent out and packing out of the Atlanta. But then they've more recently won against Godsent and Espionage. But I mean, beating the teams like Movistar Riders, Aurora, FTW, these are teams which are fairly solid teams, like rosters. But Sprout, on the other hand, they couldn't handle a lot of the other teams in which I think at this point they should have been above. So it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I'm interested to see what maps they're going to be picking. Do you have any initial ideas?
Yes, I was taking a look at, you know, some of the picks and bans we've seen from them in the past. Sprout have been doing a lot of banning on Mirage, but interestingly enough, in their most recent game against Entropic, they didn't ban it, they played Mirage, and they won it. So even on their perma ban, they are feeling at least somewhat comfortable on it. We'll see if they do stick with that ban. In terms of picks, I mean, this team is all over the place, and that says a lot. You know, it really does feel like heavy map pool, and that's always something you want to have as a team. If you want to be one of the best teams, you've got to have a really, really deep map pool that you can pick into any map and still feel comfortable. So tough to say which one they're going to pick into today. We're going to have to wait and find out. Looking at their stats, despite the fact that Mirage has been one that they've banned quite a bit, it is actually statistically their best map. So maybe we see that come through. Otherwise, Ancient or Overpass, definitely some possibilities here. On the other side, PERA, when on Rubik, were banning Vertigo. Of course, there have been some changes since then. We'll see if they stick with that, pretty please. But they have been seen picking into both Ancient and Mirage. So it feels like there's a lot of overlap here in the maps that these teams play.
Yeah, I think Overpass, Mirage, those are probably going to be the first 2 maps we see. But let's have a look. We have got the veto, so let's have them show up above us. There we go. And how about you run us through those as well?
Well, there you go. PERA actually banning out Inferno this time around, and there's that Mirage ban from Sprout, sticking with what they feel most comfortable with. Our picks come through. It's Ancient and Overpass. Love those 2 maps. They're not boring maps. So looking forward to seeing how that's going to go. And again, I feel like it really does lend itself to both of these teams. We head into a ban on Anubis. PERA, I no longer want you to win this map. You no longer have my support. And of course, Nuke going to get yeeted off as well. And finally, we're going to end things on Vertigo.
See, I'm not surprised Vertigo's as the decider. I would have thought it might have just been banned because DJL's not here, and he was actually a fairly key player on that map for them with the AWP, which isn't always the most used gun on Vertigo. Obviously, it's fairly useful being able to hold some of the corridors down, but a lot of times you don't see it being the most dominant gun, especially in CS2. But he was able to do a lot of work with it, especially teamed up with PERA, who's playing super aggressive and really pushing the issue for the other side. So I'm definitely interested, but we have to get there first. Ancient, yeah, obvious pick. Overpass, definitely super excited for both of these maps as well. But yeah, I mean, how do you think Ancient's going to go here?
Yeah, so I mean, taking a look at how these 2 teams have done on it historically, right? Ancient is sitting at about a 60% win rate for Sprout, so they are definitely super comfortable on this. Now, I could look at PERA's stats, but obviously it's a bit tough to look at that given the fact that they were once Rubik. So if you take a look at how Rubik have done historically on Ancient, trying to get that up here. 1 second. There you go, 42%. So not great. Now that is a much larger stat pool. It's not one of those like whittled down to only a 3-month sample size, but it doesn't bode well, all things considered. But you've got to think that the fact that they picked into it tells you that they've got something up their sleeve here, right? They've changed a few players. They will have changed a lot of their style, a lot of how they play around one another. They are playing with potentially a sub at this point. I think DJL is meant to be an official player. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that one, people. But it is a different player, so you have to compensate for that as well. So I'll be very interested to see how they're going to maneuver this, also knowing that Sprout are pretty strong on this map already.
Yeah, and I mean, PERA went up against Movistar Riders last week in the game I casted of them, and they were very versatile, and it was actually a super fun game to cast. It's honestly one of my favorites of recent times on Ancient, because there was just a lot of aggression, there was a lot of interesting plays, back and forth, and I'm trying to remember who exactly it was. I think I want to say it was PERA who was left in a... No, sorry, it was actually just on Movistar Riders who had to go in for like a full rotation from essentially A main all the way through top mid, all the way through to walkway to try and get the bomb. And that the way that PERA were able to deal with that rotation, which was... the whole situation was nuts. They handled it fantastically well. They were under a lot of pressure, but they're able to be very resilient. So maybe that's going to help going up against Sprouts. Obviously, we've got a couple of minutes for that. We are going to go into a quick break, and we'll be back with the first map, which is going to be Ancient. First out 3, maybe all 3. We'll have to see. Make sure not to go anywhere. All right, welcome back, and here we go. It's going to be Sprout GG versus PERA here in the ESL Challenger League at Season 46, trying to decide on who is going to be able to go, well, stick around in this league and who is going to have to face off with relegation.
Oh, it's a tough spot to be in. Very, very tough to try and maneuver your way through. It's going to be Sprout starting off here on the CT side on Ancient. Of course, PERA's map pick gives them the advantage of the site pick. A little bit of tap, tap, tap through the smoke there. It doesn't quite connect onto anything, but information is gathered.
Yeah, Color, the first ones go down. The player we don't really know much about, it's going to be MSN picking up a kill. Look at going in for even more. Torsen, who did end up dying in that situation, though. Coming in towards Temple here, able to hit that headshot. Not quite the kill he was looking for, but it's going to be enough damage. Potentially, Aaron now going to be behind Triple, peeking around the corner. Might lose his life, but no, they run into his gun. They're going for the kills. The knife doesn't quite happen. I was hyped. I was excited for that, but not going to quite be the extra money in the bank that he was looking for. That was almost a team ace, by the way.
Oh, so close. And it started off looking all right for Sprout there. Felt like maybe they'd be able to make it happen, but a nice little overrun from PERA. Gain control of the site, push the CTs off. Wham bam. There you have it. And now Sprout, of course, this is the new, I say new, like the new approach, right? You don't force up on round 2 after losing the first round because the CT side economy is so punishing and because of MR12. Now, sometimes teams will do that. If they're feeling incredibly confident, they might still force in, but not Sprout. They want to go for that round 3 full buy.
Yeah, no, it would have been a pretty dire decision, if I'm honest. Much better off trying to affect their economy once you've got like just a save going. And I mean, like that, they managed to take out 2 players. That is amazing for just having USPs. And I love those kind of stacks. They're always just quite funny to see. Just imagine the thought process from PERA. They swing around the corner and wait, hang on. Yeah.
Ah, it's the cheerleader pyramid. It's just waiting for you as you come around the corner. Cheerleader pyramid of death. Cheerleader pyramids are deadly, though. Like, I'm glad that that's not a thing outside of, like, the States. Anyway, Sprout here with their full buy. Let's see if they can make some magic happen here. It would be fantastic for them to be able to turn this around in their favor. PERA already with a strong start.
Getting those 2 kills is actually really crucial. MSN, Cameron, they're going to be on very low cash at the moment, so it's going to cost them a lot. So this could give the leverage to Sprout that they need to be able to try and capture themselves back into this game early on, rather than having to take it through multiple rounds and losing multiple. Aaron is going to get tagged down heavily. This means pushing into a site is going to be even harder. Jaguar, you can see 2 players stacked up. See it. Spooky. Oh, Aaron, you're about to get shot. Oh. I saw some wonderful matches from PERA last week on this map. What can happen this time around? You'll see they're just stacking up, trying to prod and poke over towards B, and that has actually caused a bit of a rotation up in towards mid near red room. There's smoke gone down. We're going to be seeing Cedar and Spook just switch on over, take a little bit of a rotation, and get a bit more information in towards this position. Now they're going to be facing off against Cameron, who is the damage, and well, he's dropped. He's able to find that kill. Advantage on their side, but he can hear more footsteps, and they're going to walk into his crosshair, but even with the headshot, they can't follow through with the kill, and now it's going to be a split in towards A, 1 through Donut, 3 in towards CT, but it's going to be Rouse with the A1, looking to find multiple kills here in a difficult situation, but he's got backup coming in through A main, ready to counter these players. They decide to push one through, and that's exactly what they're doing for it. Gets dropped, trade comes in from Aaron. The bomb has to be planted now. Time is ticking. There's going to be a couple of players coming through. They deny it, and the last 1v1 can't happen. Oh, the timing is so unfortunate.
Oh, man. The decision of where to plant the bomb. Like, as there's that little push out of smoke and the trade comes through, they pick up the bomb, they start planting, and I'm like, no, not there. You're in plain view of Donut. You're going to get absolutely wrecked, but they don't know. They don't have caster vision. They don't have a ton of time to make that decision. So they start planting, and it gets denied instantly. And it was a really good read from Sprout overall, right? Like, you can see there's a bit of a heavy presence towards B. They start rotating over. They do lose their first player very early on, but they're able to stabilize quite well off the back of that information.
Yeah, a lot of damage was done. They may not have got kills, but they took 2 players down super low. So when it came to going for the retake, they were able to get kills very easily, even if those kills were pretty much instantaneously traded off. They got the job done, and look at this, just instant aggression over towards A. They're going to be being head on to Torso, and then he wins the initial fight, peeking out further, goes in for the spray, but unfortunately can't quite hit those shots. So it was good for one to get out color, but the trade does come through. And then getting that kill is important now. Retake comes through, but there's going to be a backstab from one of the players, but they don't quite see it. Slim's able to take down Camion in the process. Aaron, he's going to have to speed up. That Molly has made a decent amount of work. He can still hear players using utility towards CT. He's got his rifle peeking around. Emerson's able to find one. Aaron holding back at the moment. He wants to make sure he lines them up. He finds first kill. Switch on over. Kills both of them. And now Smook, last one left alive. And he comes in, but Aaron, he's having none of it.
Oh. Spicy round from Aaron. Really, really solid trigger discipline. I'm always amazed by, like, pro trigger discipline. I know it's one of those things where people go, oh, why are you getting hyped up? It's normal. But, like, for me, I'm so panicky when I play FPSs. So the moment I see someone, I just start spamming M1. And I get so impressed with like the patience, being able to wait, being confident enough that they're not going to turn around and look at you in that moment, that you are then able to push out a little bit, get a bit more information, and make it a double instead of just one in a possible trade. Very, very well played from him.
Yeah, it's a big, like, it's proven ability of being able to do the risk versus reward. Just a good risk assessment. Being able to get more information is always better. I think most of chat can probably heavily relate to you and I in regards to not having anywhere near as good fire control as these guys, or gun control. There you go. Rouse is able to find one, picking up a gun. Looking to try and make away with this, but he is trapped on either side. There's no way in hell he is surviving this. There's just no way.
NT, buddy. Would have been nice, but yeah, unfortunately not to be the case. Anti-eco there. A little bit of economic damage. You love to see that, but ultimately not going to be around that they wanted. PERA looking very, very good so far. And Sprout not really having the opportunity to build up any sort of economic buffer. So they're finding themselves in that constant cycle. Save, buy, save, buy, save, buy. If they lose here, it's going to be a save again. Or possibly like some upgraded pistols, something to that effect. They do have a little bit of loss streak going for them. But ultimately, they're not building up a buffer. They need to start getting rounds on board.
Yeah, oh, that flash is perfect, but MSN, he stays alive. Spook backed off. Slims around this corner. Could easily catch him off guard as he crosses on over. He's raised 2 down. That's what he's good for, but his job is done. That's a perfect 2-for-1 situation. Aaron still going to be going in for the aggressive peek here. Rouse is going to be over there. Does deliver the nade. Back and forth it goes. Molly does actually lay down. Oh, Molly. Oh my god, Aaron knows he's caught as he crosses over. The bomb is now in no man's land. And it's PERA, last one left alive, but he's a fantastic player. Aggressive at nature. Mike Dawson around the corner around here. He makes himself known now. Rouse goes in for the peek, loses his life. Oh my god, PERA. He goes in for the fake, but he dedicates himself to it far too long. He heard the steps, he knew the player was there, but he still held it down for an extra split second.
Oh, I mean, that would have been incredibly spicy if he'd actually managed to pull that one off. The dodging and the bobbing and weaving that was going on there was fantastic. And the fact that he's still able to get one down, and it very nearly does go his way. So well done to Sprout for being able to just lock that down. It started off a little chaotic, they gained that control, and then suddenly everything starts going awry, and you've got to rely on someone to hold it down, and that they do. And even with that round win, look at the cash. It's messy. They couldn't afford to lose as many players as they did.
No. Could definitely be able to convert that into a win, even at plus one. But good round from Sprout, being able to bring it through. They did make a lot of mistakes themselves this time. They're going to be going into the double peeking towards mid. They do win that duel, but they're going to get traded off. But Gamion unable to hit the shots he needed to. Rouse that will be trapped into Donut, but he's not trapped for long, as he does end up dying. As Aaron's able to pick up 2 kills, that is going to open up the A site. But there's a player between these two teams. He's been spotted. Why did he shoot? He could have just made his way over towards B without being seen. So the bomb is going to get planted for the CT spot there. This is going to be putting them in a fantastic position here, Sam.
And of course, like you said, right, position already known here. I feel like he just backs off at this point. Yeah, it's just a FAMAS, but it's better than what you probably would have had into the next round, and that is going to be the call. Oh, even better. Upgrade into an AK and slowly slip out the back door, as Fort Miner says. And that's another round on board here for PERA. I'll be honest, Tom. We came into this game, and I was like, is this really going to be a good, close match? Is it, though? And you were a huge PERA believer, and you know what? I'm starting to believe. I'm starting to feel it. They've looked really, really good so far.
They know how to just lay down the pressure, which I don't think a lot of teams would expect from them. Oh, Aaron got caught off guard, but you know what? I don't think he cares. He did such a massive clutch in that round. He did great. But yeah, PERA know how to lay down the law, lay down the pressure. The only main concern I have for them is the fact that they've got color as a stand-in here. That's the potential wild card that if they can make it through with even him on their squad, I don't know if that says more about them or more about Sprout.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a concern here. And you were saying about that final kill coming through there. I mean, looking at the economy, keeping that gun would have been nice, even for PERA. I mean, Aaron down onto $0. Camion only on 100. and he's got absolutely no till. He's at least got full armor, so we take those every day of the week, but it's very limited, at least for him. Likely going to be a little bit of a tip of the spear type play here. He's had quite a good run so far. Aaron sitting on 9 and 3 is just absolutely nasty. And of course, Sprout going in here for the full-on force, knowing that PERA winning this round will put... It means that at the very least, they can only hope for a 6-6 half.
Yeah. I think this will go more in the way of PERA being able to get, I think, 7 rounds on the board here on this first half, which I know is obviously pretty big, but I think that's the minimum we'll be seeing from them. I just have that feeling of how they're playing and how Sprout are responding. But as you mentioned, economy isn't there for PERA, so this is definitely a make or break. This could be the hero round for Sprout. The start or something to bring it back. Now into Jaguar, we see PERA go. They're exploring, trying to bait in a reaction, get some extra information, but they're not given an inch, so they can't take a mile. Finding a bit of a response there from the use of the smoke. You can actually see there, secondary smoke dropped from Slime as well, who is wallbanged a few seconds later. So the timing on that smoke being dropped was actually perfect. Means it's not wasted. They also now have the advantage. Now they laid down their side, but the trade has to come through. MSN does take down the smooths. So you know, through the side of the smokers go in for the spray, takes out an MSN thinking he was the bomb planter, but he wasn't. It was a trick. He got debated now. Rouse. He's going to try to back him up here. It's going to be Sudra doing a fantastic initial job, but can't quite take down PERA in the process, who's now going to go for the rotation through Jaguar into Cave. 2-on-2 situation here, which is not great because the bomb is not in a position that they can easily rush to thanks to the flames, which now go out, so they peek on through, but they're not going and peeking in together, so they might end up dying. They eventually do, and the bomb gets defused.
Oh, yeah, a bit of a stressful round there for Sprout, coming into this with far more limited utility, and I use that word as a blanket term, so not just the actual ordinances, but everything. Far more limited than what PERA had, and still managing to make it work. And it comes down to that patient play, that experience from this roster. A little bit of fire here and there, a little bit of smoke here and there. Not going to bait them out, not going to, you know, force them to rotate unnecessarily. Sure, you get one player getting caught out and getting wallbanged. Not much you can do about that, unfortunately. But great recovery from them, good rotation to get back into a decent position. And nice little last-minute Molotov, holding on to that for the last minute to make sure that you can deny some time or delay a little bit. Very, very well played.
I think PERA made a big mistake rotating away from ramp. I understand why he did it, but being able to have that sort of 2 split or 1-on-1 split would have been a lot more helpful in that end situation. But, you know, hindsight.
Yep.
Is everything. Well, if we're saying economy is now broken for PERA, they're going to have to wait at least end of this round to be able to have anything. They can do some bad damage, that'd be great. There we go. The Glocks rule supreme. I think the P250 was the real gun doing the damage there. MSN heavily tagged. Camion has picked up a rifle. Slime peeking in. So you could easily get a lot of information here, but it's going to be Slime and Rouse looking to close this up. There's MSN. P250 in hand, trying to hit the headshot. Doesn't quite work out. Good round, and that's going to be the 4th round on the board. Maybe, you know, that 6-6 lineup could be happening.
Oh, maybe even a, you know, 7-5. Get a few more rounds in the back pocket. Sprout could actually take the lead in this one. Have to play it carefully, though. Of course, that was PERA's eco. So they come into this able to buy up once more. I like how back and forth these rounds have been. There have been very few purely clean rounds. It has been very scrappy in the late round. So neither one of these teams has been able to build up massive bank. We haven't seen a single AWP, right? It's been very difficult to build up a proper buffer for themselves, and either one of these teams can use that to their advantage at any moment. PERA losing this round would cripple them, and Sprout, similar.
Yeah, they just messed up the flash there, but now let's see how the response comes in from Sprout. They're going to be diving on in, going to be able to find the first initial kill. Towson doing a fantastic job. Rao's going to be backing him in as well. Trades do come through. PERA working over through here. It's going to be a 2-on-3 situation. PERA going to be in a lot of trouble here. This crossfire is going to be coming through. Spooky has an opportunity to get a kill, but unfortunately traded off by MSN before he can get a kill. Oh, MSN spots out the player. He's staying alive, but he knows he's here, so he has to go for the peak, but he can't quite dedicate to it. Now swinging through, gets the kill. And they know there's another player towards CT, because that smoke didn't just come out of Narnia. C-Drop, he certainly is trying his best to do exactly that. Show who is more dominant here. Deagle in hand. Going for the taps. All it takes is that one bullet. He's going to get 2 bullets off here. Now going for the reload. Counting the time down. He has got Diffuse. He's got plenty of time here to be able to win this out, and it's enough. He's tagged down, but Sam, he gets the job done. And although they lose all but one gun, big round and board.
That was a tough position for MSN to be in. And he's playing Ring Around the Rosie there, and he's doing a pretty damn good job. But he goes for the wide swing. He goes for the YOLO play, hoping he can catch that player off guard. But with such low HP, no way he's winning out that duel. That's another round here for Sprout. PERA starting to look a little bit uncomfortable. It's taken a while for Sprout to get back into this, but they've read into PERA. It's like we said, right? A little bit more of a puggy team. A lot of aggression out of this team, particularly from Poria. And Sprout, yes, it took them a while, but they know how to counter this. They've probably seen this 100 times before.
Yep. Gonna be a lot of trouble. Mac 10 reigns supreme over the MP9. So that's Jaguar player lost. They've got the advantage, but they also took out the weakest player so far in regards to kills. C-Drop is going to get faceable bullets if he's not careful. He chucks down a very deep smoke. Nate is up, and he's going to go for the aggressive peek. He doesn't care. It's going to be MSN with the Mac 10, who should end up getting dropped. But in the meantime, over towards the A main. Smoke goes down. Trucks on over towards A. Covering Donut. And this is actually going to be a perfect distraction. Rouse may not expect the players to come in through Donut. There's a player right next to him. Camion is going to be jumping up above him, but they don't realize, they don't check it.
Oh no!
They have that. He tried knifing! He whiffed it! Oh, the cheekiness of it may well cost them the round, because there's still 2 players going big, but now Slime left in a difficult situation. It's going to be Color. Oh, he didn't want to risk it like Camion. They already had one potential fatality there.
Oh man, Sprout had so much going for them in that round. And the worst part is that Raul spots those 2 players. He's about to get the bomb planter, but doesn't realize that he's being snuck up on. And I mean, this was so well played. You get noisy footsteps through Donut and a quiet sneak up through main. And it goes completely unchecked. And even with the knife missing, he still loses that duel, which is a little bit of an unfortunate play there, but it is what it is. 6-5 here in Sprout. In a really tight spot to try and secure a 6-6. We may yet get that 7-5, but not in the way we may have expected.
Yeah, I might be right with my prediction, but honestly, after the last couple of rounds, I really wasn't too sure, because like you were saying, Sprout seemingly have read into, or had read into PERA's game style, but maybe that's not quite the way they were expecting. MSN's going to be in a bit of trouble. It's going to be Wilson and C-Drop pushing up here, or the AWP may well get boosted, and that's going to cause a lot of trouble for them as they come round. But it's going to be MSN getting the kill. The Deagle going to be able to find one of them, maybe even a second one. Good for 1, not the extra one. 2v2. This could go in a very dangerous situation here. Rouse could just play a sneaky position in towards mid, and if they drop down onto him, that'd be the end. Slime, meanwhile, only has a Deagle. Has got some utility, but having to go up against both of these players may well prove a little bit more difficult. PERA, the AK. Oh my god, okay, they know where one of the players is at, so they're going to be diving in for it. It's going to be Slime, finding the first one. Now the flash going to get dropped out as well. And Cameron, he's got the AWP, hits the shot. He's now in a 1v1. The MP9 should win this. It's all going to be coming down to if he gets any sound cues. He's got a decent amount of utility, but he's not going to use anything right now. The push comes through. Cameron stays silent, but it's not enough. Why would you not switch to an AK? You know they're on a weaker buy. But either way, that's going to be a 6-6 lineup there. Rouse clutching it out in the nick of time, and PERA losing it, and it's going to be a 6-6. We'll see you in the second half. Don't go anywhere.
A 6-6 half here for Sprout versus PERA. Things were looking fantastic for PERA in the first few rounds, but Sprout made a very strong comeback towards the end of the half, and it ends up here on a very even kilter. Now PERA on their CT side, can they make some magic happen?
Yeah, I mean, they messed up the last round on the last half, to be honest. I think having the AWP in that clutch was a massive mistake that was easy to avoid. There were plenty of guns around. They knew that it was a low buy from PERA. Don't want to have an ult in that situation. Oh, Carla peeking around, getting the initial headshot. He was the first one to get the kill in the game initially, and he's doing it again. Cameron with one to spooky as well. The retake coming through. PERA going to be playing aggressive. Picks up the USP. It has 9 bullets in, but it doesn't matter because Rouse going to be hitting the headshots left, right, and center. Rouse. Slime. Hiding. Never mind, Rouse, he's hungry for more action. He decides not to clump up in one position. Unfortunately, he would have been better off if he'd done exactly that. They peek in. Slime doesn't quite realize initially that the player's here. MSN, he's going for the hole. He doesn't care. Balls to the wall. Slime, he has to just push straight in towards this. Is he going to be able to get the kill in time? He misses initial shots. MSN regretting not buying a kit.
Yeah, I think that would have been very difficult for Slime to throw unless he just did not peek out at all. But the amount of time that he had available to him, knowing that the stick needed to come through, walks on out, gets that kill. And like you said, right, the danger of not buying a kit, it's such an important, integral part of, well, the CT kit. And they end up paying for not buying it, and they do it again! Okay, I mean, I know they have limited cash, but questionable.
That's fine, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, they had no money. The utility is more helpful in this situation because they kind of just have to go for the kills here. That last round, I'm not sure who had the kit at the start, but it was, you know, it might have just not been obtainable for MSN. But with that kit, yeah, obviously would have been in a different stead. But get the bomb down as tees, that's pretty much a golden ticket for the second round, no matter what, though. Rouse going to be in a hole. Now Aaron's peeking around, but, you know, Mac-10 is going to be making mincy out of these players. Maybe even a third one if he's so lucky. He's hungry. He wants it. He is not going to get it. His teammate steals it over his shoulder. God, that's going to be frustrating.
That's rude.
Oh, MP9. This time reigns supreme. MSN getting that kill. And now he has to run for the hills because he's getting run down. He sprays, but misses the last couple of shots there, and Torsten's able to win that. So this is going to be putting PERA in a fairly big predicament.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it in the first half, how most teams are not forcing in the second because it is very, very risky. It can pay off magnificently for you if you get it right, but if you get it wrong, find yourselves back down onto pistols. A little bit of an upgrade coming through here, so at least there's a bit of firepower behind it, so they'll have some cash into the next round, but this could have been a full gun round for them, a full buy, and instead it looks like this one's just going to go the way of Sprout again.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of buying into the second round. I'm just not. It's so difficult.
Especially as a CT.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, to be specific, buying into the second round as a CT. I think on T, you can get away with it. At times. Well, to be honest, if you get the bomb down and you still lose, you buy. If you don't get the bomb down, then you don't buy. I think you just then go in for the Glocks. So now PERA are definitely on the back foot here, Sam. It's going to be a 9-6. It'll then leave 4 rounds, sorry, for Sprout to get. So just win out.
Forehead. Just
Quick
win,
math.
forehead.
Oh. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. He does get dinked there, so he does have to run away, and he is allowed to stay alive. A Slime is going to be, you know, like Batman, death from above. Find a couple of headshots here. So, like we were saying, 6-9 going to be coming through here, and no deaths on the side of Sprout.
Yeah, PERA try for the mid-aggression. Unfortunately, not much to back it up, and Sprout obviously expecting it. Seajot mows through the first couple of players. And that's pretty much GG at that point. Sprout now 1 round away from double digits. PERA finally going to get themselves that first gun round. Opting into the AWP, handing that over to Color. Color has to come up so huge here. He is the stand-in, so our expectations are not going to be as high as the standard players on the roster. But unfortunately, it has been a little bit of an underperformance.
Amian starts off fairly nice, getting that initial kill. Color on the AWP. getting the kill to Rouse as well. That is going to be a pretty good and tasty start. They have to claw this back now. They don't actually really have much room to work with. Color is going to be backing away from holding that angle, switching up at the moment. Slime with the initial molly. Aaron's going to be pushing the issue and loses his head. It's a headshot in the process, but it's not going to be enough. Slime is now going to be able to push into Jaguar, taking a little bit more damage, but nothing to write home about. Unfortunately for him, his shadow, if he pushes in there, will give him away. Color's still going to be holding this angle. Through it fails, and the flick, it lands. Fantastic. Slime, they looked at each other, and he dived back in for more. He knew he was low, but he also knew he had to get that kill, Sam, to make it work. And now if you're Torsten, you just kind of want to try and stay alive. They've got money in the bank, but every gun will help. So that is the same for PERA as well. I love that shaggy jump shot. That is... Versus the AWP, like, you know what? I'll just take a quick run, jump, and shot, because there's a world in which the RNG gods look in his favor, and he lands that shot.
Unfortunately, that world is not this one. And Color was looking a little shades of grey in the first half, but a nice little round from him. 2 kills, really helped out his team. We'll see if he can replicate that. Slime now has picked up an AWP of his own, and to be fair, like, you know, Spook's not having a great game either, so we're not going to dog too much on the newer player. Sometimes you have a bad day.
I mean, yeah, he's also a substitute.
Yeah.
He did just die in a really horrible way there.
Yeah.
And this is actually just going to open up the whole of A site. So there's going to have to be potentially just a retake situation for these guys, and that is not the one that they want to be sitting. It's not going to be comfortable on either. Last PERA can dive straight in and headshot a player in towards mid, though. Camion is going to get dropped. This is going to be just giving actually a whole Sprout a lot of freedom of movement. They do have to collect the bomb, but at the moment they can just play on time. And PERA are going to have to use a lot of their utility, meaning that going in for a retake is just going to be super hard.
Sprout's still playing this ridiculously slow, though. Like, A-site is almost free and clear. Not anymore, as PERA start to rotate their way in, but Bomb's just hard chilling.
Oh, he pulls out the utility, but he still finds one. Aaron able to get that trade-off. With AWP, he's going to be on this angle. Molly goes out. It's going to be blocking him out from being able to go in for the kills. Oh, he spots out the player. Can't quite get the angle right, though. Flash dives on out. He goes over the peak, but way too early. Punished, as he rightfully should have been.
And MSN is playing hide and seek, which makes sense. Hold on to the gun. Like, don't push that unnecessarily. Make sure you've got a little bit of weaponry into the next round. Yeah, I mean, so I said I don't want to dog on it too much, but Color was in a very odd position at the start of the round there, and as you said, right, it opens up so much for Sprout in over towards this A site. We head into the next round. Hopefully we see some changes there, as Sprout now find themselves on double digits. Oh man, and they're hunting MSN. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he did show himself that. And like, Color's position was, like, it was only odd in the way the fact that he wasn't getting backed up properly to be able to be there as an AWP. If he had a secondary player there with him in donut rather than mid, which is always, like, pretty much always smoked, fairly often anyway, then he might have been okay. But because it was there as a lone wolf, yeah, it was just easy for him to be bombarded.
And unfortunately, PERA not going to be able to keep that rifle from the previous round. So it's back down onto pistols. And you know, we start thinking about permutations here. And PERA more than likely going to lose this round. That puts Sprout on 11. Next round they can buy. If they lose that, they go into map point on a broken force. It won't be the worst in the world, but it certainly won't be good. So this round, gotta do some damage here and look to the next and make it work.
Yeah, this has to be a hero round. Oh, let's line off well. 50 damage done to pour it. Nade straight from mid. 1D's attempt, you know, respectable. No, it doesn't quite come through. Emerson's in a good spot there with the 5-7, but he might be there alone in a moment because Color takes a lot of damage. With the wall bang onto MSN. Oh my god, this is just not looking good. I mean, obviously you can't expect the world from just pistols, but Sprout, they've had enough of PERA's games, and they've just been flushing out their positions and playing it slowly and carefully, methodically, which is fairly different to how PERA were playing their first round, which was just very much chaotic. hard rush, which is what they're good at.
PERA, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of an aggressive pistol from them here. Try and take some of that early space. I mean, we saw them try it in mid. That didn't really work out, but maybe like a B main push. Either way, I think it doesn't go terribly well for them, but at least in a more aggressive stance, maybe you get a couple of kills. Maybe you save a gun for yourself. Now they find themselves definitely at an 11-7. It's PERA. Camion in Narnia. So far away from the action, trying to go in for a backstab, but position very much clocked. He's going to get wiped out. I don't see a way back into this for PERA. Even if they win this round, I mean, it's such an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there, but it's, like you said, an uphill battle that is going to be unrealistic in the way they've been playing. Cullen may well have got those first 2 kills in, like, what, 4 rounds, 3 rounds ago, but it's not really going to be enough going forward, and there's even a timeout from Sprout. They're just like, okay, cool. We're on the precipice of being able to win this. If they win this round, then that's pretty much it. Unless some crazy run happens from PERA, which I'm hard-pressed to see. And I think this is definitely going to be where we see a lot of the weakness comes through when you have a stand-in who isn't used to sort of playing with you as a squad, especially with this new one.
Yeah. I mean, we said, right, this team has only existed in this formation, in this iteration for like 9 days, plus the stand-in. So it's definitely tough. They've got a lot of, or they need a lot of time to get that footwork, to get that synergy going. And for now, unfortunately, look, they're putting up a decent fight, considering the fact that they're at a deficit here, but not sure it'll be enough.
Good initial kill from PERA, who pushes aggressive, doing what he does best, but the support system wasn't quite there. He falls, only good for 1. Puts the advantage back in the hands of Sprout, and now it's going to be the AWP on. No, doesn't even matter. They're dead. Color finds 1, but him and MSN going to be last 2 left alive to try and pick up the pieces in a 2v3. Color pushing straight down mid. If he doesn't check his angles up towards his left, he's going to be in a whole load of trouble. Player in the red room at the moment, up towards his left. He has no idea. So he's just playing all the chess here, getting all the kills. That is one hell of a round from Sprout. Well played by them. PERA dropping the pieces.
I mean, so one of the things that we were talking about before the game started is that PERA have a really interesting IGL style. They have a different IGL depending on which side they're playing. And we had kind of speculated that Poirier maybe takes the IGLing on the CT side so that he can be super aggressive on the T side. And I kind of see why he wouldn't be IGLing on the T side, but now on CT, like, they need some of that aggression. They need to take some of that space, and they're, oh man, Collar through the molly, like, just, it's falling apart, man.
Yeah, don't really see this going well, but, you know, there's always the potential. It's going to be a stack on over towards A. Got a little bit of a lurk to drop from behind. It's going to be getting a catch to play up guard as well. Aaron, red like a book. Oh, that molly. That could actually separate these players off. But Spook's going to do a fantastic job. Rattles through the smoke as well. Or the fire, rather, getting the kills. Even with that molly burning these players down to below half HP. It's now going to be MSN with an MP9. This is not the situation you want to be in if you're PERA. Nade coming through as well. Gives him a decent amount of information. The peek comes through. The headshot, the body shot. He's actually going to be able to find a kill. Maybe even 2. Slime with the AWP. Might catch him off guard. And that's exactly what happens. That's going to be a GG. Well played. Sprout taking it in a convincing fashion after, you know what, struggled a little bit at the first half. On the first half of the first half, I guess. And then after that, they picked up the pieces and brought it back and managed to slap, obviously, PERA right in the face.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really tough one for PERA, given that this was their map pick. They came in very strong at the start of the map. They had a bit of a runaway before Sprout started to claw their way back into it, down to the 6-6. And we're like, all right, CT side, this is where they've got a real opportunity. And only 1 round on their CT half, it's not good enough. It has to be said. They looked very lost. They were pretty uncoordinated. There were some very silly mistakes being made. And we do have the caveat of a stand-in and the fact that they are a relatively new team with a slightly more puggy play style. But as much as that can work in your favor on a T side, on CT, that coordination becomes so important. Being able to read into your opponents, rotate adequately, make sure that you're playing off of one another so that you can get those all-important trades. And unfortunately, it just wasn't there for them here. We head on to Overpass, which is, of course, going to be Sprout's map pick. And yeah, there's some big concern here for that one.
All right, well, you know what, we'll go into a very quick break, I think, and then we'll be back with the next map very shortly. So make sure to go grab your drinks, and we'll be back live very shortly.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome back. We've got PERA versus Sprout. This is going to be the second map. PERA dropped the ball and Sprout won their map on Ancient. Now let's see how Sprout do on their pick. Overpass.
PERA once again have a huge advantage here, being able to start on that CT side. But we saw their CT side on Ancient. It was lackluster. It wasn't where it needed to be. And hopefully here on possibly the most CT-sided map in the entire pool, maybe they can string something along here. A 6-6 half would be absolutely magical for them at the very least.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Pistol rounds. We saw Color get, I'm fairly certain, the opening kill on both pistol rounds. See how he's going to fare this time around. It's going to be Aaron meeting that head on with them first of all. Does a lot of damage. Eventually finds the headshot on the edge of that smoke. Oh, C-Drop going to catch Color off guard. No, but Color able to get that kill. In return, the bomb does go down. So unfortunately for the side of PERA, that does mean, oh my god, Slime. 3 kills, 2 headshots. Never mind. 4 kills, 3 headshots. He's on another level right now. That is a superb quad kill. On top of the bomb going down.
Someone check him PC.
He's running word.exe.
That was really nasty, really clean. You never expected to go quite that cleanly, and well done. Just the start that Sprout needed. Unfortunately for PERA, yeah, forcing up into the second round once again. Not a full force, but spending quite a bit of cash into this one. We haven't learned from our past mistakes. Maybe they're hoping they can lean into the CT-sided nature, but they're still at a huge deficit.
Indeed. Why? Why are they forcing into this round, Sam?
Gotta risk it for the biscuit, Tom.
No.
Unfortunately, the biscuit is a little soggy, and it's been dipped for too long, and half of it's fallen in the cup, and, you know.
Oh, the deagle. There was an attempt, but it doesn't work. Alright, well, a couple of pistols left. 5-7 and PERA. I just don't see this really working. The AKs, the MAC-10 should be able to just obliterate these players. They now know that's at least another deagle here. Let's see how they do. The rotation is going to come through because they are already down on the site. There is MSN who's hiding away. He goes in for the shots, but he's able to be good for one. That should be it. Does, you know, a chunk of damage to this other player, but Cameron with the 5-7 unable to kill him below, which is not too surprising given the restrictions on the 5-7 at any kind of distance. Now, PERA 5-7 on him. I think Rouse may have seen him? Question mark? Not sure. Either way, yeah. That nade's going to be coming through. Oh my god, that's so close. Smart play from Rouse though. Good discipline. He retreated to make sure the bomb got planted before they went in for the final kill.
Unfortunately, after PERA forcing into that one, they do have a bit more cash to play with, so they could go for a little bit of a spin. Nah, okay. We're making the right call here. Still some slightly upgraded pistols, but we're not going too crazy. Rather try and hold on to that cash into the next round, which they should have done last round. But hey-ho, hindsight is 2020. And Sprouts going to be riding this bonus all the way to the end after only losing 1 player in that round. It's a very small reinvest from them. And again, they're going to be going for this B hit. It is an aggressive push out of A, though. Good lord.
I mean, you know, you got to do some hero plays when you've only got a bunch of pistols in your hands. Doesn't work out. They're going to charge on through, but Rouse is there to slap them down with the MAC-10. A couple of them stolen away, but you know what? He's already made an extra $1,200 out of that gun. He's doing more than fine. He has 6.3k in the bank and a spare MAC-10 to go. So if he really wants, he can keep that gun. It's still effective on this map. If you rush down underpass and have someone come follow you through and gets the trade, you can just pick up another gun later on. Save that economy.
Yeah. Collar's going to pick into the AWP here. We did see him have one good moment with the AWP on the last map. Unfortunately, there were a few moments where he was caught in a tight spot, not getting the support from the team that he needed, but see if this time around he can make some magic happen. Already going out, trying to get that entry, but instantly pushed off the angle.
Cameron, good initial kill. This is the start they needed. Is it a leg back in that they want? No, Rouse with the MAC-10 I mentioned. He gets the trade up along with the kill. Color Not on the greatest of angles. He's in over towards long near toilets in the moment. It's going to be an execute over towards A. You can see 2 smokes already going to be going out. MSN, very limited utility. None, in fact, to try and bounce them off here. So he's going to be in a struggle. Aura goes down very early on as well. This is not looking good. Color's going to be playing aggressive against them. And unfortunately for him, he falls. MSN, Cameron, last 2 left alive to try and clutch us out. One at bank, one at dumpster. Bomb yet to be planted. As I speak, it does eventually go down. Honestly, the best situation here would be able to clutch these guns, but that is not going to be allowed. And instead, MSN goes for a kill, but that's all he's good for. Cash that check. And now, Cameron down over towards the other side. He's looking to just try and stay alive.
Sprout on such a runaway here on T side. Again, this is what we were saying, right? PERA looking a little lost here on their CT, not looking as coordinated as they need to be, and just not being able to make anything happen. Bearing in mind, of course, it was a pistol round. So getting 2 kills is really big. And of course, being able to hold on to one of these weapons, like, that's probably one of the best case scenarios you could have had coming into this round. So to go into the next, it means that they have a slightly lighter spend, thanks to being able to hold on to this one weapon. And this is where the magic needs to happen. I always talk about the round 5 momentum shifter. You know, you got to get through the pistol, the force, the bonus, and then, of course, the anti-eco, the kerfuffle that comes through. Oh, but PERA, with all of the shenanigans they've played with their economy, what should have been a full rifle round for them is janky, to say the very least. This is heartbreaking. They risked it all, banking on the CT-sided nature of the map, and they just haven't made anything happen with it.
No, they tried to force too many times, and now they're on the back foot. They're going to have to do a half buy into this round, which honestly isn't the worst situation to be in. They're going to be able to have a little bit more firepower with the hero rifle, 2 MP9s. It's not the end of the world, but we'll have to wait and see. Colo not going to be in the best of situations because they're going to get distracted up and towards mid. He's going to look away. Aaron's going to get pushed by Torsen. Maybe they'll do the pushing. That'd be an interesting play. I will say, PERA, they're a team in which we mentioned from the very start, even with DJL in the lineup, are a puggy style team. So when you bring in a substitute into the mix, I think that just weakens you so heavily that this is why we're seeing these kind of results. Along with, they're kind of under a bit of a time crunch at the moment, but let's not get into that. Slime with AWP, we saw him dominating that first round. He's not actually found any extra kills, Sam, off that pistol round. Oh. And fails to connect on that shot. Wasn't the easiest one. You can see it actually landed pretty much where the player was, but timing was just off. Head on with them. Goes into the fray. Doesn't get the damage. Doesn't get the kills either. So he is tagged down a little bit, but he's got the angle supported by his team. Aaron's going to be good for one. Cameron from behind as well. Able to find a kill onto Spooky, but he is not long for this world. MSN with the MP9 looking to hold him down, but he's in a difficult situation. He went too aggressive. Now, 1v2 Slime. AWP in hand. Should spot this player out, and that's exactly what happens. That's going to be a flashbang. Don't go over the peak though, they just chuck in the nades instead. Switch up the positions. I like this from Sprout. They're not just going full YOLO, they're actually playing a little bit more respectful of PERA, realizing that, you know what, Aaron, he's got good aim. He could definitely have won that duel with Slime if he peaked. So now they're just allowing the time to count down and forcing PERA to go in for another hero rifle save.
Yeah, no kit on board. Aaron knew that he didn't...
Sorry, 4 bullets in his magazine on Aaron, by the way.
I mean, he knew that there was no way in hell that was going to happen, so just see if you could catch an exit or something, a peek, something. But instead, he'll be allowed to keep his weapon, and I think that's probably the better scenario there, rather than just dying while hoping you can catch someone on a peek. But it's Sprout to 5, and finally, on round 6, PERA will have a full buy. 5 rounds to get to a full buy is devastating. Color AWP in hand. Poria hasn't managed to get a single kill yet. He's been really struggling so far. But the whole of PERA have. Sprout has just been on them like a bad rash.
Yeah, very clean play from Sprout. Excited to see how they continue this on. Slime was able to finally get another kill on the board that round after getting a fantastic pistol round quad kill. Almost an ace. Almost. Towards B, we see the players go on Sprout slide. We're looking to go for the boost. Instead, it's going to be a setup of nade. Honestly, not the most ideal, especially as they're going for the double nade setup afterwards. And PERA is able to catch them off guard. What a fantastic play. The flash came in to play as well. Now the peak's going to be coming through in towards the short position. They hear him. If they go for this peak, they're going to get dropped. So Cedro could easily snap the head off here. But he backs away just in time. The information is given and taken, though. The timing there was everything.
Sprout having to like change their entire push here, and PERA have so much map control now to work with. They can very easily get some information here. All of this utility coming through now. It is going to be known. It is going to be the B hit, and B is fortified. A even.
Oh, the peak from Aaron, a little bit too aggressive. Collar's going to be good for one. Spook is going to get dropped as well. Collar and PERA going to be picking up as a team there, able to take out these players. AWP picked up, and finally Sam. 6 rounds in, they finally get a round on the board.
Can I just say, if they had saved on second round and had guns on the third round, I'm just saying, all right? I'm just saying. Unfortunately, I mean, look, that's somewhat anecdotal. It might have still been a complete wash, but the important thing is that they do finally get that round on board here. Great read from PERA after getting that first kill. Fortify that A site. They know there's likely going to be a rotation in. Hold those angles and shut it down. That's what we needed to see from PERA, and we need to see more of that into these next few rounds because this map is just starting, really.
Yep, 7th round. Now the real game actually starts. Or I guess last round it did. Slime setting up for the util. Rouse 2. A little bit of aggression from Cedro. He's going to get tagged down. Not heavily, though. Reload really needs to happen. 7 bullets. It's not going to be enough to find any more than 1 kill. He's going to have to back away. He gets dropped. Trade comes in from Camion. It's going to be good for 2. No, he's not. That is unfortunate timing there. AWP from Slime's able to catch PERA off guard. Good from heroes to zeros here in this round. Aaron going in for the backstab. They are not going to account for this whatsoever. Never mind. Cedro, he turns around at the right time. Walks straight into him, but he gets dropped. It's now Slime left in a 1v2. Flash going to be coming through, completely blind him. But no, it's actually double smoked. Oh, he makes the jump across as well. And that's going to be Collar showing him who's boss. Collar finally coming alive a little bit in the last round and this round with AWP.
Yeah, Collar actually now top fragging for his team after that round. Nice little... You know what? I didn't expect it, but here we are. And to be fair, I mean, it's not a difficult feat, and that sounds terrible, but the first few rounds were just that rough on the PERA squad that they were not able to rake up any kills. I spoke about how Ancient, all of the rounds were very, very close. You know, you were getting a lot of kills back and forth, very scrappy. However, Overpass, very clean for Sprout in those first 5 rounds. So PERA just were not able to get any footing in. And that's exactly why Sprout, even now after 2 round losses, are still able to buy in. Still have that AWP in play. Still feeling pretty damn comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried. Obviously, PERA, they've got a couple of good rounds on the board, but that's not enough to really make Sprout sweat. Not yet, anyway. Remains to be seen. Collar kind of being the key here at the moment with some of his AWP kills. It's a little bit of a fumble in the last round. I say fumble, it was kind of just bad timing for Camion. MSN was able to obviously get 1 trade, which helped with the comeback. We see here in a moment over towards Long. Aaron might be facing off with the players in this game. But all right, the push onto Long, and what's that spray, Aaron? That's probably one of the worst sprays aiming I've seen in a while. The trade does come through, but is it going to be enough? Collar trying to bring it back. Flash goes out over towards the site, trying to delay them, but it's all a Javate. Now MSN's going to be in a whole world of trouble. They're doing a 4 execute, and he's 1 man to try and defend it. He's doing a half-decent job. He has backed off. He's playing a little bit more defensively. He knows that he doesn't really want to be that 1-man army. Gets a couple of tags, no initial kills. Going for that peek now would be the end of him, and Spook hits him through the wall there. Camion peeking on fast. Creeps on through. They may not expect him to be on that side, which could be the... I was going to say win in formation here, but it's not going to be. This may well just be... Yeah, has to be PERA just playing for exits here.
Yep.
Cambion is not in the best place for that, though, because that bomb's going to hurt. And he knows that. So he's going to go for the peek here. Finds an initial kill. Now looking to back off. And he's able to just run and hide. So they managed to make it through with 2 guns here, Sam. But is that going to be enough to try and bring it back?
One of those guns being the AWP, but Color has been a little hit or miss. Yeah, I mean, they did start to push him a little bit. The one-man fake over towards A, and yes, he does trade it out, but they're kind of aware, and they flush him out relatively quickly. Might need to see a little bit more dynamicism from this player. Hell, maybe even set him up over towards Monster. Try and get an early pick off there. But they can't be telegraphed. That can become a very big problem very quickly. Now, PERA are still going to be able to buy into this one. But this is essentially last chance saloon to get a good foothold into this round. Because losing this one puts Sprout on 7. And we're just a stone's throw away from the half. So this is an imperative one for PERA to come out on top of.
Can only agree. Aaron playing very aggressive here towards mid. Sidham party at the moment. Getting out of this is going to be a little bit tough, especially once that smoke fades. He's going to have Collar come in to try and help him here. But I think it's going to be too late. Spook's going to be coming around the corner any moment. That barrel of the gun is going to get spotted very soon. He turns around, back to his opponent, and, well, that is one hell of a shot and spray transfer from Spook. Takes down both Collar and Aaron with no trouble at all. Sprout, they're just pulling the pants down on PERA right now. Can he bring it back? He's being spotted. Oh, the timing is just not with them. Or may well be able to find some damage here, but he's got 2 players above, or next to him rather. One below, one above. He's good for 1. Trying to even save here is going to be an impossible task. Even in towards mid, we've got Slime pushing down in towards this underpass position. They're just not meant for this world for long, but Spook, he gets caught off guard. He's looking at the wrong angle. Now, in towards underpass. We actually have seen Cammy being able to make it through, so again, we're going to be seeing a couple of rifles saved. The rifles... I was going to say it was possible. It isn't anymore.
I mean, there's a decent amount of damage done here by PERA. Taken away quite a few of those weapons, but again, it's at that position of does it even matter at this point? Those first 5 rounds were way too one-sided. Sprout have not had to eco once, even after losing 2 rounds. They just carried on. They have consistently overrun PERA at every turn. And PERA, to their credit, they have tried to be a bit dynamic with it. They've tried to hold in different angles. They've tried different positions, different plays, but Sprout have just been too clean from start to finish.
Well. Oh, it could have been so big, but it wasn't. Sutra was able to transfer on towards PERA as well. That's an early death. Just another weakness on their side. Also peeking around the corner. Aaron wins that duel. At the same time, he gets a kill. His teammate falls. Now hiding around this corner. He misses his chance. He flicks up, anticipating them to carry on pushing, but no. Spook just crouch sprays, and we're already down to 2 players here, Sam. They have to win this round. There's no way they don't go for this. I just don't see how they win it. Collar going to be going in for the people. AWP, no, it's going to be MSN first. He's going to be the first with the faller as well. Now, Collar left with the AWP alone in a 1v4. There's just no way he can try to bring this back. I'd love to see some kind of clutch, but now he's in just a death grip. They ran past him. He could have stayed alive, but instead he goes for the kill. Now peeking around over towards Slime. He could win that, but instead he slow peeks it. And if there's anything about CS2 you have to know is you can't slow peek like that.
I feel like the big issue here for PERA has really been impatience. They're so quick to rotate. They're so quick to push over. There was 1 round, I think it was the first round that they won, that they did really well in. A little bit of noise being made over towards B. They get an early pick, they fortify that A site, expecting that rotation, and they win the round. Every other round has just been them instantly rotating, instantly moving across, and losing so much ground and allowing Sprout to just go, you know what, we're just not going to do this, and backing out and going somewhere else.
Yeah, this is just going to be in a very basic basic match for Sprout to counter. It's not been anything crazy difficult for them to go up against. Aaron able to find that first kill is great, but the reason why I'm not even sounding too excited about that is because we've seen it multiple times. PERA able to get an opening kill, and they just can't transfer from there. Torso just blows them down. Decent trade. Oh, and Collar. He's able to get a second as well as he pushes through over towards B short. The bomb was just left in spawn. The confidence on Sprout's side, they were just kind of like, we don't even need the bomb. Well, turns out you do.
But they have so many options now. I mean, it is still going to be a push towards B. PERA, oh, if they can catch him on the cross.
Oh, the information's there, though. Now they have to push up short in the time, but Slime, he's there. Slaps them down. They don't expect PERA. Never mind. He does. He reads them like a book. Honestly, Slime dominating with that AWP.
Yeah, Slime has been so cheeky. From that 4K pistol round all the way up to that round, getting some beautiful shots in. 2 consecutive shots as well on that short position. Disgusting. And PERA, oh, man, I really thought if they could have caught that player on the cross early enough, gotten that first pick. To be fair, it was Slime that got the kills, so maybe it's not as winnable as it could have been, but there was a chance. There was a world where it happens for them. Unfortunately, now we're on... I mean, this is the last round and a half.
Yep. Sprout have got the death grip held down on PERA at the moment with only 2 rounds on... To quote you, the most CT-sided map in the map pool is not the one. Obviously, it has changed up slightly due to the economy changes, but that's not what's going on here. This has just been Sprout outplaying PERA on every turn. Oh, good kill, though. Now going to be backing off, but only to their own demise. As I said... Getting outplayed. Now Collar in toilets. Wins the fight. And Jewel versus Slime, who tries to walk through the smoke. Only to his own demise. And now we're again in a 2v2 situation. Which, again, just favors Sprout. They have a minute here, Sam, to choose where they want to go.
This is still salvageable for PERA. More than salvageable, but they're very split at the moment. Now the rotations are quick for them on this map, and that does work in their favor, but it's going to have to happen now.
And here we go. Collar with AWP hits the first initial shot. Now in a 1v1 situation, he misses the flick. Now up close and personal. AWP is going to be in his favor as he flicks scoped in, gets the kill. We go into the second half. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
It's another 9-3 half here. But if the last map taught us anything, it's that Nari's Law really isn't a thing, unfortunately. As much as I'd love it to be, so that people could keep saying that, people other than me. Unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be a Sprout 2-0 victory if PERA don't pull out a miracle.
Yeah, next map would be Vertigo. But I don't think we're going to get there. We'll have to wait and see, though. Oh, PERA starts to outspike CeeLo. Taking out Slime. He did very well on the pistol round last time round, so the hero is not there anymore on this. It's going to be down to Spook, who, him and Rouse, are going to be clapping heads. If they stop the bomb from going down, I will say GG. I know it'll be fairly toxic, but without the bomb going down, it'll be super hard to be able to do anything. Aaron going to be left in a difficult situation of 1v3. Definitely winnable. It's going to be a smoke going down, though. He's going to be looking to deny him the opportunity to be able to go anywhere near the bomb. He's going to be able to pick it up and then run away. There's no backstab either. He's just going to be spraying through the smoke, losing his HP. I'm not even sure how they allowed him to get the bomb there, but alas, he did. And now he's waiting. Not even afraid of being backstabbed at this point, which, you know, fair enough, I guess. He's now hoping to be able to re-enter into the site slightly easier. Funnily enough, if he'd actually just gone straight up towards A, he would have been able to get the plant. Now he's going to be diving on in. Spook didn't see him, but he also didn't see him and vice versa. Now the peek comes through. Keep in mind, Aaron, he only has 20 HP. The rotation's coming in, and this should be it. PERA and Aaron did a decent amount of damage in that round, but not going to be enough.
And you said it right. No bomb. Very likely GG. All right, PERA, how cheeky are you? Are you going to force into this? We've seen a lot of forcing from this team.
They have to. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, okay, they don't have to. But if they don't, they're gonna like the amount of rounds they have to get in a row is just ridiculous. So they kind of needed it. Yeah, all right.
It's not a force, but there's certainly some firepower.
There we go. Rouse starts off with initial kill. This is gonna be an absolute obliteration. It's not hard. Sprout have had enough. They just want to finish it off. All 5 members stay alive, and the extra bits of utility and stuff bought them. Those 2 players went to complete waste. I thought PERA were going to be able to come into this and be a little bit more competitive, but apparently having a stand-in has thrown them through a loop. Saw them play fantastically well versus the Movistar Riders the other day, and oh, this is just a whole different team. Even if we did see them play very well in the first half of Ancient, they just haven't seemingly been the same team after that first half.
It seems there's a lot of growth that this team needs to get through. I think there's also like a pressure aspect, bearing in mind they do have another game shortly hereafter. So there's a lot of pressure on this team to not only do well, but also do well quickly enough to get to their next game. That's a tough position to be in.
How does Aaron die there? He has all the information he needed to be able to try and get that kill. I mean, I suppose he was probably a little bit worried by mid presence, but losing player there was a little bit unfortunate, but they have been able to take control here. Sprout with only 3 players. But they're spread out. They're not too worried right now. Obviously going to be a little bit panicked. But let's see if Rouse can equalize this up. He might have been spotted there. Spook over towards this banana position. Going to be peeking on in. MSN may well see him first. Sees the shoulder, goes over the spray, gets the kill, but Rouse in the same breath is able to get one over towards long, and now over towards A they go. Rouse going to be switching on over, dropping in the nade almost to perfection. Now he's running back. He's going to be giving away his position. Warrior's going to be peeking around, but loses his life. Rouse, what a player, coming in clutch here. 15-6 at the moment. Bomb looking to get planted. Backstab coming through. Cameo should have this red as well. The push are going to be coming through, and that's going to be MSN coming in clutch there. Being able to win it now. 1v2. Rouse trying to win this, but unable to. Tries his best. Really good round from him. Picking up 2 kills, in which, you know, I think one of them he definitely should not have been able to get.
Now we see the value of not forcing on that second round. Unfortunately, like you said, right, with Sprout being 1 round away from map and series point, it is a Herculean task ahead of PERA now. And the battle that they need to fight is monumental. But after winning that round, hopefully they've got a little bit more wind in their sails and feeling a little bit more confident. Have to bear in mind, of course, they are on this T side. So they do have that advantage in terms of, you know, that puggiest play style. PERA being such a aggressive player might be able to work in their favor.
Uphill battle. Like I said, might be able to work in their favor. But it's just such a long road for them here, Sam. I just struggle to see the light at the end of the tunnel for them. But hopefully they can prove me wrong here. Rouse taking damage initially. Spook's already down on 27 right off the bat. That is going to be a bit of a kick in the face. He's over towards B. That's going to be a 3 stack on them. 2 over towards long for Sprout. And it's going to be T got in real trouble, but he swings on over. He gets both. 2 for 0. He didn't even die. Actually a player we probably need to talk about at some point because he has been doing very well, but Cameron catches him on the cross as he decided to go aggressive because he was like, okay, I killed 2 people. There's not going to be a third along here, surely. There's actually another 2 there. Oh, Slime. Again, a bit of an indicator where Aaron is, and he does a lot of damage. A ton of damage. Down to 25 HP. It's going to be making entering into this Slime all the harder. Ooh. And impossible if you're dead like that. Slime delivering the kill and blow, and this has to be pretty much a save from these 2 players.
Some of Slime's reactions are nutty.
Oh, they are going for it, but they've been smoked off. The rotation's already happened. They're smoking off the side, but Rouse, he's already going to be pushing in. Spook from heaven is able to get the kill before the smoke is able to spread out.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Now Camion opts to save. I think that they should have opted to save when they still had 2 players and 2 guns to take into the next round. I understand the attempt. At least if you do get that bomb down, if you're able to kind of back away, even if you end up losing the round, if you could, like, bomb plant, leave, keep your guns, get a little bit of extra cash, would have been great. But unfortunately, not the right call in the moment, losing a player unnecessarily, and now map and series point for Sprout, and PERA's economy is obliterated. 2 Tech 9s, Mac 10, Galil, and a Hero AK on Camion, which to be fair probably should be on color, but hey ho, here we go.
Oh, they're going to get sprayed down. Slime's going to be good for 2. Color able to get the trade, but it's going to be Rouse from long, picking up 1, 2. Nope. Sidjot steals it away, and Camion last one left alive. Oh, Spook. Wish he'd gone for a knife there. But that is not going to be the case. That's going to be a GG. Well, play to the side of Sprouts. I'm not going to say GG for the side of PERA. I don't think they played very well on that. You know, it could be down to the fact that they're missing a player, but I think, yeah, if you can't play good enough with the substitute, you have a bigger issue at hand. So I'd like to see them make improvements for that in the future. But TGL not playing in this match is a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have to bear in mind that Sprout have also gone through roster upheaval recently. They lost Wonderful. Yep. They've had to make some moves of their own. So, as you say, it is a caveat. It is an asterisk. You do take it into consideration, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference to the point where you're getting absolutely decimated round after round. It wasn't a good look from PERA, and I know you were really excited for this matchup. You said you'd seen them playing previously. They'd had some really good results, and, you know, you were getting me kind of hyped up for this. Like, I saw the matchup, and I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a slam. And you were like, no, this team's good. And to be fair, there are some shining moments there. I mean, I was talking about Color. I know that he's a sub, but, like, on the first map, he was AFK. Second map really came alive, really came into his own and performed well. There's a lot of potential, a lot of talent in these players, but it's just getting that synergy down, working out those kinks, and hopefully when we see them in the relegation tournament, they'll be able to pull themselves together, and hopefully we'll see them back again in Season 47.
Yeah, they're fairly young team, so you know what? They're going to be resilient. They're going to have to prove themselves, and hopefully in the relegation match that they're going to have to go into, they do have DGL, because although Colo is a good player, there was just a really good chemistry of that full roster of players, which is why I was like, okay, cool, DGL makes sense in this roster. But no, they fell apart on this front. Sprout, like you said, they've had their own issues, trading out and having different players, but they've proven a little bit more resilient. Both these teams did terrible in the initial matches. Obviously they both went 1-4 in regards to wins to losses. A little bit unfortunate for them on that. So hopefully, you know, going forward, as they manage to obviously remain inside ECL, they're going to do better next season. PERA, I'm not sure who they'll go up against. It'll either be Sangal or be 8. We don't have the result for that yet. But that is going to be it from ourselves. This has been a fun broadcast. Myself and Sam will be back later on this month? No, next month.
Next month, yeah.
For some more European games as well. So make sure to, you know, check us out on Twitter, or check out obviously ESL CS on Twitter. They like to announce the games as well. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Back.